Alright, so I'm going to talk about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mid-season finale review. And unlike the Flash mid-season review, I'm just gonna, just talk about I'm just gonna do damage control on this because, oh boy, we have some damage control to talk about. Oh boy, oh boy. And not in a bad way. I actually really like this mid-season finale, and I know I've been doing episode reviews of these probably because this and Sleepy Hollow when I did episode reviews of these, they weren't really getting a lot of responses to. So I was like, I'll just talk about the mid-season and season finales for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was very impressed with this. I was very, very impressed with this mid-season finale, and on a whole so far, I think S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 is vastly superior to Season 1. But however, I am kind of bummed that this, I feel kind of bummed out that this is, this feels like more like a mid-season finale than The Flash does, because The Flash is coming back January 20th. That's like a month and a half, a month and a half away. Or even less than that, really. Like, give or take 9 weeks or more, actually, now that I think about it. I'm not good with, timetable stuff. Whereas this, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't coming back till March. Till March! Yeah. So this feels more like a mid-season finale, so there are going to be spoilers, so going to give you guys a few seconds to step out. Starting now. Okay, I'm guessing if you're still here, you want to be spoiled, and the reason why I didn't say, spoilers ahead for The Flash was literally I forgot to mention the spoilers. That's why I put in the little description box, warning, spoilers ahead for the previous videos. So I literally forgot to talk about spoilers until I was done doing the review, and I was like, God damn it, I forgot to talk about, warning people about spoilers for the episode. But this time I learned my lesson. So anyway, let's get into this. Wow. Wow. So we finally have Skye meet her father, and we don't really know his name. We still don't know his name. But we do have a lot of us do have an inkling as to who he really is now, because we finally know Skye's real name. Skye's real name is Daisy. Yeah, so she's probably, more than likely, Daisy Johnson. For those who don't know who that is, she's a top-ranking S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who is the daughter of a Daredevil / Ghost Rider villain / even Thor villain, really. And her power is that she can control. She has the powers kind of like her codename's Quake, and she can control the seismic activity in the Earth's core, more or less. She can control seismic waves. She's more or less a walking earthquake. And yeah, her father in the comics, Daisy Johnson's father, is Calvin Zabo, who is Mr. Hyde. And yeah. So I'm guessing, pretty much confirming without confirming, they may change this because the Marvel Cinematic Universe does change stuff, but I think it's a safe bet that Skye's father, or rather Daisy's father, is like in the comics where it is Mr. Hyde, where it is Calvin Zabo, and he is Mr. Hyde. I find this kind of funny that, this reveal, because I've recently gotten into the Jekyll and Hyde musical, at least the songs, and I've seen it on YouTube, the Jekyll and Hyde musical. It's really good, by the way. Big fan of I do enjoy me some musical, and I find it completely ironic that we have Mr. Hyde, the comic book, the Marvel villain, in here. Now again, they haven't really said it, but we're all kind of like, okay, he's Mr. Hyde. And they've kind of shown a few moments in here where you're like, oh, I get it. Because there are moments in here where he's like, he's not trying to get angry, and they always call him a monster, and he was responsible for wiping out a whole squad he was responsible for just tearing an entire village apart, and yeah. So and he's also supposed to be he's also in the show a very intelligent scientist, and that's who Calvin Zabo was in the comics. He was this very intelligent biochemist and scientist. So I wouldn't have any doubt in my mind that, like, earlier in Sky/Daisy's life, where he experimented on growth hormones and made an elixir that was I would bet you that they tried to tie it to the Hulk, saying that he was trying to copy Banner's research and created Mr. Hyde. I don't know if they'll call him Mr. Hyde, like he'll call himself Mr. Hyde, or maybe they'll just say, like, oh, he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde now, and oh, I see what you did there kind of moment. I don't think they'll call him Mr. Hyde. I would be surprised if they called him Mr. Hyde, but again, this all kind of goes under the assumption that he is Calvin Zabo / Mr. Hyde. Among other things, Daniel Whitehall has been shot and killed by Coulson, robbing Calvin. I'm just gonna call him Calvin rather than Sky's dad, or I'll just call him Sky's dad. Fuck it. Yeah, robbing Sky's dad of his vengeance, because Whitehall was the one who more or less murdered her brutally and took her organs to make himself immortal. I would actually not be surprised if, like, Whitehall came back because he is immortal. But then again, there's immortal in media this day is such a loose term, isn't it? You can be immortal for such and such reasons, and you can die under such and such reasons. So maybe he was just, immortal, but he wasn't invulnerable. I don't know. Or, he may show, like I said, the show is only halfway over. I would not be surprised if, like, Whitehall comes back and he's like, hey, I'm back. I'm immortal. Yay. I survived, I got shot. Or Hydra can bring him back through whatever means. Hydra's weird like that. Yeah. So now Agent 33 is like, oh, I have no one to comply to. So she goes and finds Grant Ward, who got gunned down like an idiot. Like, he turned his back on Sky for 1 second. She gunned him down. And, like, if this was any other person, realistically speaking, this dude would be dead. I know this is a TV show and all, but he got shot in, like, 3-4 times in the side where, a lot of your major organs are. And I know it was mostly the chest, and again, I know it's a TV show and he's supposed to be like a super awesome agent / Hydra freelancer, whatever agent. But still, you get shot that many times in that vital spot, it's gonna suck. But yeah, he's more or less alive with Agent 33 and Reyna. Again, I know I'm just skimming through this review. I don't feel like talking about the whole review. I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing damage control with this one because it's almost 1 a.m. where I am, and I'm really tired. And plus, like I said, I'm just doing damage control with this one. Not to say that's a bad thing. Anyway, so yeah, Reyna and Daisy / Sky go down underground to what we don't even know the city's name. A lot of people are speculating it's Atalan, the home of the Inhumans. Again, would not be surprised because, Marvel's doing that in 2018, so I would not put it past them to, like, start to put the seeds of the Inhumans in here, but I don't know, maybe it'll be on the dark side of the moon, or I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, Reyna has the obelisk, and she takes the obelisk because we do know that the obelisk in earlier episodes was created by the Kree, and the Kree wanted to make the humans into something else. As we all know, the Kree made the Inhumans, so we all know what they're kind of alluding to. Again, that a whole allusion to preluding to the Inhumans. So, yeah, we also find out, I forgot to talk about this earlier, my apologies, pretty much, Sky's father talks about, what her mother was, what Sky's mother was. She was from a long line of people who had gifts. So I'm guessing she was either an Inhuman or a descendant of the Kree. Either way, I think it's more that she was a descendant of an Inhuman, like from the Inhuman bloodline, or I would be also willing, like maybe she's a descendant of a Kree, but I'm leaning towards the first one. But yeah. Anyway, so from there, Reyna uses the obelisk to activate, and yeah, it releases a type of mist. I'm pretty sure that was the Terrigen mist. Sprays both of them. Reyna and Sky are cocooned, and then, Sky suddenly bursts out looking normal, and she's actually controlling the earth around her as an earthquake's going on. And meanwhile, Reyna breaks out. She looks completely scaly. I don't know what Marvel villain or new Marvel villain they're making her. I have no clue. Also, Trip is killed. Yeah, poor Trip. I like that character. But I guess he was getting in the way of the love triangle they were building for Fitz and Simmons. Oh boy. Anyway. So again, I know I kind of skimmed over this episode, and don't get me wrong, I really did like this episode. There were like some moments in here where I was like, oh my god, wow. So yeah, pretty much, we're more or less, they've pretty much said, Sky's Daisy Johnson, but I guess she's Inhuman in this one, because in the comics she got her powers from a genetic, from being passed down through a mutation from her father, Mr. Hyde. So in here, she's an Inhuman, whatever, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's not 100% like the 616 universe. They're kind of cherry-picking. At this point, we all know that, the cinematic universe is its own universe in the vast Marvel universe, and if anything, it's more or less cherry-picking from the 616 and Ultimate Universe. So, anyway, I think it's really cool, but again, I'm kind of bummed I'm not going to see anything till March from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we get Agent Carter, which I'm really excited. I know I haven't talked at all about Agent Carter, other than, I'm really excited for this because it looks like it looks like a female Indiana Jones, and I'm really excited because, obviously, Indiana Jones fan, and I really dug the style and theme for Captain America, the First Avenger, and going back to that puts a huge smile on my face. So I am, completely 100% open to that. All the other stuff was pretty cool too. Grant Ward doing all this because he was in love with Sky. Don't care. Whitehall, quote unquote, dying. I don't think he's dead. Remember, he's immortal, but then again, immortal is such a loose term in the media these days. So I just don't know. So maybe he could be dead for good, or maybe he'll come back. It could go either way. Among other things, pretty much Sky being really Daisy Johnson. I'm surprised. And yeah, I guess that means Sky's father is really Mr. Hyde. Alright. We probably won't get any musical numbers. Again, I find this hilarious because I've recently watched the Jekyll and Hyde musical around the same time frame. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe that's just funny to me. But again, I know this is kind of a short review, and I'm kind of leaving stuff out. But in the long scheme of things, it doesn't really. Those things don't really matter. Although Agent Trip's death was kind of like, oh my god, he died. And I thought for a second Mac would be the one to be dead because he got all zombified by the city itself. And we have no idea what Reyna's become. And yeah, this was just really good. I was like, man, good on you, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You're doing something right here. So, in conclusion, you guys tell me, what did you guys think of the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season, mid-season finale. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Do you guys think that Skye's pretty much Daisy Johnson / Quake? And do you think her father is Calvin Zabo, aka Mr. Hyde? I really do think he is Mr. Hyde at this point, and again, kind of building. Maybe we will get Masters of Evil. I'm just saying we're getting all these minute Marvel villains. Might as well put them all together. And I keep saying, maybe we'll get the Lethal Legion or the Masters of Evil in here, because something tells me we won't get that in the cinematic universe. But then again, you never know. Anyway, I'm talking too much. So once again, you guys tell me what do you think of all this, and hope you all enjoyed this on a whole, and I will see you guys later.